Hi guys, Mitchell here, Mitchell in Minnesota. Welcome back to my channel. Today is I don't know what week we are on. I think we're on month 10 post-op gastric bypass, lap band to gastric bypass conversion revision to whatever, however you want to call it. So if that is something that you want to see, as well as some videos, pictures talking about my time thus far in Sao Paulo, Brazil, then stay tuned. So first of all, I want to, this is Lily. I am staying with a friend here in a city called Campinas, which is west of Sao Paulo. She is the sweetest little nugget I've ever met. I gave her I can say treat because she doesn't speak English, or she doesn't understand English, so I gave her a treat. So she's trying to bury it on the couch. Where'd you put it? There it is. Vai para seu biscoito. And so she'll be probably mulling around in the background. So this video, I'm gonna put in some videos and pictures of food. If you're not following me on Instagram, first and foremost, please follow me on Instagram to see a lot of the stuff. Just at Mitchell in Minnesota, just search me out. I'm there. And I've been able to, I've tried to take a lot of videos of places I've eaten, pictures of stuff that I've eaten, and it's been really cool. And I'm also gonna show you my 3 favorite kind of snacky things thus far being here in Brazil. I think this is my 7th, 8th, 9th, 50th time here. I'm always excited to come, but like, it's normal for me now to be here. Although it is winter here, it's like 82 degrees because I'm wearing my tank top, which NSV, don't like wearing tank tops in front of people ever, until as of late. And mine says soda on it, so Minnesota, because even I can't, I'm 5,000 miles away from our house, and I can't not plug the state. Oh God, what are we doing? Okay, if this falls over, I'll fix it. I'm so sorry. So, as far as stats go, I am 10 months post-op. I had my surgery on August 7th, 2018 at St. Joseph's Hospital in St. Paul, Minnesota, where I live. My highest weight for the surgery was 273 pounds. My day of surgery weight was 260 pounds after a 2-week pre-op liquid diet. Last time, which was about a month ago, because I've been traveling, I think I was at like 207, somewhere around 207. Maybe somebody knows better than I do. I was lazy and I didn't go look at my video. I apologize. But today, I tried to do a live weigh-in because I brought my scale with me and I've been weighing myself daily. And you know what's not cute is seeing the TSA thing in your bag. I knew it was gonna happen. I knew they were gonna check me and say like, why are you bringing this? It's none of your business why I'm bringing it. I have a fat brain, so I need to know where I'm at all times. I tried to do a video weigh-in, but the light was hitting the scale and I was completely naked, obviously. So that was a horrifying sight for me to see, like, oh, okay, cool, you can see everything. So I'm gonna insert a picture here. So I took it a little bit ago, so I believe it was 206.0. So that's a loss of something, I believe, which makes me feel really good because I've tried to be really strong, and I've been pretty good, but I've also been way naughtier than I thought I would be. And what I mean by that is I'm gonna fess up to stuff that I've eaten that I shouldn't have. I had 2 Coke Zeros here, and it sucks because it wasn't even really worth it in that they use real sugar here. So if I was gonna do it, I should have just done it. But that's fine. They were good. They were super good. I do not regret it. It is not an everyday occurrence. In fact, that was the first pop that I've had since July of last year, so almost a year, about 11 months. So it's not something that stays around. Luckily, I'm not like craving it or anything like that. There's Cokes in the fridge right now that I could have, and I'm just not. So that's another win for me, I think, that I'm not feeling like what are you doing? Onde você está? Vem cá. She's gonna do whatever she wants to do. Oh, vem cá, amor. I'm so sorry. I'm such a squirrel with her because she's like all over the place. I'm gonna give her one of her treats. There you go. No? Oh, you've got a treat. Oh, you want another treat? There you go. So, that's not a dog treat. That was part of my snack. So not having the Coke in the fridge, good, fine. Something else naughty that I've had, crap. I've had a couple sweets, i.e. Little Brazilian chocolates. We went to Buenos Aires in Argentina for 5 days, and they have these little cookie things called alfajores. So I had those, a couple of those. I will say it's not nearly as many as I would have before, but it's definitely more than I should now, you know? And it's hard because I want to justify it and say like, oh, it's okay. But I mean, it's never gonna be okay, and it's never gonna be an appropriate response or action for me to take, because I decided to go through this surgery, this RNY, because I wanted to change, right? And while I'm at, 70 some odd pounds lost, I'd love to be at 100, which is my ultimate goal, which I believe is Jessica Cake's goal, which is little Kansas Kitty's goal, which she got to already. Congratulations, girl. And so there's a lot of like stuff in my head that I'm thinking of, and I still did it, right? And I think that's an old habit that I had, was fight in my head about it, do it, and then feel guilty. So it's this track record. It's just a really shitty track record that I've had. But I will say I have, and something else that I've done that's kind of, yeah, so moving on from that, I have also had my meals be a little bit larger because they are larger here, but I've also kind of sunk down currently to about 2 meals a day. And by that, on my Instagram, at the end of this video, in fact, I'm gonna post some videos, or pictures of kind of what lunches in Brazil look like. So these are typical lunches at malls, you guys. This is mall food, fresh chicken. I always get the little sizes, which it's still too big. And it's about $3 US for lunch here, and you get, everything comes with feijão, which are beans, which are so freaking good. Everything comes with a rice called arroz, and that's super yummy. Like, Brazilian rice is my favorite, and I think it's just because they add salt, and I love salt. And then I get chicken, which is called frango, and pretty much every lunch at the mall, I feel like in the last 10 years that I've been here, every lunch comes with French fries, which they call batatas fritas. And so I do try to have my protein first, and then I can kind of have fun, because like, hey, I would be so much fatter in my, if I lived here, because everything comes with French fries on it. So that's been fun, but also a struggle. I have to continuously kind of talk myself through things. How are we going to do this? Yada, yada, yada. I've also been naughty in, my friends have an espresso machine, so I make a coffee and I put sugar in it. I put a spoonful of sugar in it. And I don't know, it's not a thing to do coffee, sugar-free coffee creamer here. And that's not an excuse, but I'm trying my best to enjoy myself on vacation, not being so wound up as we normally are, right? Because that's what we do in our normal everyday lives, is everything's kind of sectioned out. To keeping that balance in between, and that's been super hard. Yeah, but I did want to show you guys 3 of my favorite snacks. The first one is not necessarily a snack, but I've bought a lot of these and I'm taking them home and I'm gonna do a video on how to make this. It's just a simple bean soup, but the beans here in Brazil, especially these are made here in Campinas. These are grown here in Campinas, tested and approved, so that's good. And for a kilo, which is like 2 pounds, is that right? Or 8, I'm still bad at all that. About half of this, boil it with just a little bit of salt and garlic, puree it in the Ninja, then you add bacon, protein powder. I'll be adding like Gen Pro protein powder, things like that. So I'm very excited to make that. I forgot the name of the dish, but it's a super easy dish that I'm very excited about to share with you. My second favorite snack, which is always, it's popcorn, Brazilian popcorn. They call it pipoca, and I love this because it's my favorite. Sabor is flavor, and manteiga is butter. So, but it's also a mini one. They have like little mini ones, so that is okay. And looking at the stats on it, it does have 13 carbs, but it has 6 grams of protein, so that's super interesting on it. And then this last one is my guilty pleasure, you guys. I feel so dumb. These are called polvilho, and they look like this. Oh my gosh, they're so good. And they're like little fluffy, airy, they call them biscoito, like cookies, but they're not sweet. These are not sweet, these ones. It just has polvilho, which I think is a grain, I'm not sure. Brazilians, tell me if I'm right or wrong. Some salt, eggs, milk. So I'm trying to translate in my head. So just pretty light. It's very light. You can see it's super light, and they're super yummy. And I'm sorry for talking on camera. It's crazy. Super tasty. And they fill me up like 6 or 7 of these bad boys, and I'm good. And I can't ever find them in the US, obviously, because it's like a specific Brazilian treat. But that's super good. You can get them in sweet flavors, and I've tried a couple of sweet flavors and stuff like that. Something else the Brazilians are really good at is sweets. They're the best at sweets. I don't know why they're all gorgeous and beautiful, because they should all be fat. Their national candy is called brigadeiro, and it's just chocolate that you mix with a condensed milk and then roll it into balls and roll it in sprinkles. It's the best thing in the world. I've kept my distance from it. I have not had any brigadeiros since I've been here, which has been really hard. But all of my friends, like, they bring over cookies and pie and cake and things like that, like super yummy Brazilian treats that I can't have in the same way in the US. Because at least in Minneapolis and St. Paul, like, we have like fogo de chão, but that's a super expensive restaurant, and to me it's not as I'm here. I'm not in Sao Paulo proper, I'm not in Rio de Janeiro proper, I'm not in Manaus proper, I'm in like a city with my friends, so I can have real food. Last night for dinner I had this. Which is a super yummy chicken pot pie type thing. And I'm like, cool, I'm gonna move here. This is all I want for the rest of my life. So it's been super hard that way, and making some decisions that aren't so great, I'm okay with, because that's not my normal. What I will say is that I don't want to continue this, because I know that having those alfajores or having a bite of the dulce de leche that we got from Buenos Aires and Argentina has ignited a sugar feeling that right here, this one, right? And you want it. And that's been started again. And that we all worked so hard to get rid of, and it was gone for a long time. Not gone, but because it's never gone for me, at least. But I was definitely at bay. And it's really hard now. I'm not gonna lie, it's super freaking hard. And like, I bring treats home for friends and family, and it's like, what's a super cheap and fun way to bring home stuff for people? It isn't through knickknacks, it's through treats, right? And one of the bags of treats I got into, and it was selfish because it's like, they're for other people, but I still wanted it. And I'm sure a lot of you are the same, like, I can justify anything to myself. So, So I'm proud of myself for, after saying all of that, which makes me sound like a total hypocrite, I'm proud of myself for having as much restraint as I did, if that makes sense. Because I wanted to go ham on so much stuff, you guys. Including they have even a pop here called Guaraná, which is like Brazilian. It's so good, and I haven't had any Guaraná since I've been here. And that was like my friggin' go-to because it's the best pop in the world. But it's also like sugar central, and it's like, oh, don't do it. What I do like about the Brazilians is that they're a meat or carne focused people. So, you know, protein's not hard to come by. It's for, I mean, their economy is going through a rough patch, and it has been the last 10 years. But I am lucky that our dollar, the US dollar and the Canadian dollar for my friends up north, our money goes a lot further down here. You know, I can eat, as if I didn't have this, the gastric bypass, and I was just a typical person, I could eat like a king for maybe $8 a day, including drinks, and speaking of drinks, I have had a few caipirinhas, which is the national drink of Brazil. I'm sure some of you have tried them. They're absolutely amazing. It's cachaça, which is rum, a special rum, and then they put, it's usually limão, so lemon or lime, and they just put the juice of that in there and muddle it with a little bit. In Sao Paulo, they do it with mint. I don't like it with mint, so I don't get it with mint. And a little sugar at the bottom, about a teaspoon maybe of sugar, so just adding a little bit of sweetness, which is, I think that's a totally fine thing. And I sip on that, and it's wonderful because I don't have these in the US ever, so normally I would have had like 30 by now, but I've only had 2 or 3 in the last 13 days, which is pretty good considering we're going out every night. And VSG Joe, you can tell me the timestamp of my yawn. So I feel good about that. So again, I'm frustrated with myself that I couldn't have more restraint, but I'm also happy with myself that I've had as much restraint as I've had. Does that make sense? Because it does in my head, but whatever. So I'll kind of wrap this video up. So I'm gonna do a video about my travels. I leave tomorrow night at 11 o'clock p.m. and fly to Fort Lauderdale, and then Fort Lauderdale, Vegas to week 4. Because I'm going to then drive up north to Washington State where my family is and see them, but my mother-in-law lives there, and I have a lot of friends because I worked in Vegas teaching in there for a long time, so I've got a lot of friends to see there. And then my husband's gonna come down for 4th of July. We're gonna go on a date to the first restaurant that we had our first date at like 5 years ago, so that'll be fun. And then, so there's a lot of like food challenges that I see coming forward that's not here, right? Like this was my focus for a long time. Like, how are you going to navigate Brazil? How am I gonna eat smart and still have fun? And it's like, cool, now I have to do that for another like 2 or 3 weeks, and it's really hard, you guys. I know you know this, and I'm not, it could always be worse. It could always be worse, it could always be harder. So the fact that I'm 206 is nothing short of a miracle. And I will say in my defense, I'm walking 15 to 25,000 steps a day. Not today, today's a lazy day. But that's where I'm at right now. Yeah, so I'm going to end this on a positive note that even though I bitch, I'm very thankful that I have the opportunities that I have to come here and see my friends and see the babies. You can see her sleeping. And I think that that's really good. So I'm gonna put in, sprinkle in a couple videos. I don't know what I'm gonna put in, just maybe quick little things so you can kind of see what it looks like. Maybe I'll put in a video of Sao Paulo, some pictures of some food I ate, and then we'll go from there. My next video should be up in the next couple days, talking about what my traveling looked like to get here, because there's been a lost passport, not mine. There has been a missed flight, mine, to Brazil. There are all sorts of drama, not drama, but like, of course this happens. So I'm excited to share that with you guys. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll talk soon. Okay guys, so I just want to tell you, these are some of the beans, the feijão, super yummy, just beans and lard. This next one is called the Mercadão in Sao Paulo. It's got lots of fresh fruits and veggies. This is my favorite snack called pastel. It's like a hot pocket, but better. As you can see, like everything is out there for you to grab. It's super nice. A sandwich that my friend had that I just was drooling over. Look at that. That's amazing. And then just to kind of top it off, a cappuccino I had at the top of Sao Paulo.